Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafting with the Bloomingdale Public Library. My name is Christina and today we're going to be doing a mini hot mess canvas in honor of St. Patrick's Day. And so what we have here is a vinyl sticker that is an abstract representation of a four-leaf clover or a shamrock. We're going to be affixing that to our canvas, but first what we need to do is add paint to our canvas, and we're going to do it like in a hot mess. So what we've got here are some Liquitech Basics acrylic colors and a variety of different kinds of greens. Because what we want to do is cover our canvas in a huge mess of different colors, so that when we lay down our vinyl and cover that with a white paint, when we peel that off, you're going to see a variety of these really cool greens come through where the vinyl was stuck down. All right. Now we've got a good combination here of different kinds of greens. What we're going to do afterwards is we're going to put on this Martha Stewart multi-surface satin acrylic craft paint. It does really good coverage, and the color for this is wedding cake. All right. And then later on, when we're ready to do our white paint, we're going to use these little makeup wedges. So we'll put these aside for now and just concentrate on painting our mini hot mess canvas. You want to brush with a just like a 1/4 inch size brush head, and we're just going to make small strokes with each color. So let's see, let's take a darker color first. Let's start with this one. Just a little bit on the brush, not too much. We also don't want to apply too much paint because then that means a longer drying time. And now that we have reached the end and we've fully, completely saturated that in all those beautiful green colors, we're ready for our sticker. We're going to peel it off of the backing, and then we're going to center that design in the middle of our canvas and place it down. Then once you've got it down in the spot where you want it, press down from the center and smooth it out towards the edges. Keep pushing down, but don't push too hard because you might push through right through the center. So you can even just turn it over like I've done here and press down with something soft. You can even try something harder like the bottom of your paint bottle, something with a little weight to it, because you really want to push that vinyl sticker onto the surface of your canvas. You don't want there to be any gaps. And now what I'm going to do is take this same cotton wedge and I'm going to dip it into the Martha Stewart acrylic paint, and I'm just going to dab it on. All right, and now that you've thoroughly coated your canvas in white paint, you have to wait for it to completely dry. But in the meantime, what you can do is go around and fix up those edges. All right, and now while we're waiting for this canvas to dry, I have another canvas to try out. This one I used with Martha Stewart paints. So I have these Martha Stewart paints in metallics and pearls, and I used 2 pearls, 1 blue and 1 light green, and then 1 sort of gold metallic. And when I initially put them on, the color was very light, and so I wasn't sure how I felt about it. The green didn't look very green to me. But just for the sake of experiment, all right, and let's see, we're gonna take this off, just peel off the edge from the backing, okay, get rid of the backing, and then take this and sort of center it. You could also trim around the design if you're having a hard time centering your design on the little canvas. I know some people really want to make sure that it's perfectly centered. I don't care too much, but if you really want to make sure it's perfectly centered, you could always trim around the shamrock shape and then peel it off of its backing, and that way you would get a better idea of where the center is in relation. Okay, let's try and peel this off. I'm sure we're gonna have the same issue. This was totally dry, so it doesn't peel off perfectly, but you kind of have to put your finger down a little bit and hold the design in place as you peel. All right, so I've kind of pressed it down with my fingers, but I'm just gonna go over it again from the back and push down. And then with that same wedge, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with this guy, but I'm still waiting for it to dry a little bit because it's not taking the paint in certain spots. Yeah, I would encourage everyone who's interested in making a hot mess canvas to go on Google and just search how to make hot mess canvas and look at videos and watch and see how some of these people accomplish their craft, because everybody's got a different style that they like to use. So I actually wouldn't recommend reusing the same cotton swab, at least not on the same point, because after a while the paint does tend to absorb into the cotton, and then it like wants to pull out the paint that has already been applied. So in some spots you'll see the edge of the cotton swab is pulling away the paint rather than putting the paint on. Let's go back to this one and see if it got any drier. I'm gonna use another new cotton wedge and go and attack those spots that were really showing through. Oh, it looks all right. Kind of like that I can see a little bit of the green coming through, so I'm not like super concerned that it's not totally white. But if you really wanted it to be totally white, you would probably have to wait till it's fully dry and then go over it again, and then wait till it's fully dry and then go over it again. So if you happen to have a craft knife, that would work. You just want to kind of peel up the edge and see what is going underneath. Ooh, it looks nice. All right, so once you get a portion of the edge ready, then you kind of want to get in there and peel that off. Oh, there we go. Now it did bleed through a little bit. I can see that because I didn't press down hard enough. That's okay. Because this is a hot mess, baby. Ooh, that one looked better. That one was a lot sharper. Let's try and peel it on this side. Yeah, so definitely probably what you should do is not do what I did and just immediately apply the vinyl before it was fully dry. So, if you can see it, we have a really crisp line right here, but here we had some issues. So what I would say is wait until your under layer of paint is completely fully dry. When you press down on your vinyl, make sure you press really hard. So this one, because it was fully dry when I started to apply the white paint, I wonder if we're gonna have the same issue or if it's just the vinyl doesn't stick as well. But let's go ahead and see what's underneath. Oh, that peeled off nicely. It looks pretty crisp. That edge there didn't flatten out enough. That one's okay. All right, it looks like they turned out pretty good for a hot mess canvas. We've got our dark green one and our yellowish greenish one. Thanks for joining us. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.